It's 7 p.m. here in downtown rainy Bethesda, Maryland, and this is Saturday Night with Ray and Zach from the worldwide headquarters of YAA. Yeah, that's right. Here we are. Beautiful, lovely, rainy, windy, chilly, cold. God, where my sweatshirt?
Keep going, man.
No, I'm done.
All right.
Okay.
We are going to kick things off tonight, Pops. CarMax.
I've
That
heard
was
of
the
them.
news from earlier this week. Their earnings report was, as you like to say,
In the pooper?
there it is. It was in the pooper. So we're going to turn our attention.
I guess you really could say, since toilets were invented
Mhm.
by Thomas Crapper,
Yes.
you could say their earnings were in the crapper. What?
Kind bar, man. That kind bar got stuck in my throat. Yes, they were
Wasn't
invented.
so kind.
Anyway, let's do a quick roll call, everyone. Big announcement today. Wonder what it could be. Very exciting, whatever it might be. Yes,
Yeah.
Justice, there is a big announcement coming.
It's a top secret.
Top secret announcement that has not been announced yet, Justice. Thanks
At least
for
not
being
on
here.
this channel.
Edith, thanks for being here. John, good to see you. Space, good to see you here as well. Mark, good to see you. Learning Fast is in the chat with us. Yvette is here. Jude is here with us. Dad, lots of folks tuning in. Susanna, Thomas, the list goes on and on. It's fantastic to see everyone here with us tonight, right?
It is. And why they don't have anything better to do on a Saturday night is beyond me. But I am so thankful that they have chosen to spend part of their Saturday night with us.
So before I start sharing the screen and everything, let's get a lay of the land. What happened to CarMax this past week? They announced their fiscal second quarter earnings.
Yes.
And they were bad. Very, very, very bad, especially relative to last year.
They were down.
They were down significantly. And their stock ended up being down, what was it, like 25% on the day, which was the
Yes.
largest one-day decline they've had in 22 or 23 years, something like
Yes.
that. And now, Dad, CarMax, you got to keep me honest. Your CarMax is, when it comes to those used car dealers, they are the most, I don't know, they're the ones that actually feel like they're on a firm footing. You look at Carvana, you look at Vroom.
Well, they've been in business for what, close to 30 years.
Yep.
I mean, formerly they were part of Circuit City, which was a electronics chain that
Yep.
many people probably don't even realize existed at one point in time. But they decided to try their hand in used cars, and they became ultimately the largest purveyor of pre-owned automobiles in the United States. And they built their whole business premise on people don't like having to negotiate when they go to a car dealer.
Yep.
People want to know what the price is, and whether you're a good negotiator or a bad negotiator, it doesn't matter, because everybody's going to pay the same price.
Yep.
So, their business model was the price on the car is the price of the car. You can't negotiate anything
Yep.
at a CarMax store, and they have become extremely successful in the used car market. And they had a tough quarter.
Okay, and the thing is, Dad,
Yes.
I think CarMax, again, as you're rightly sharing with everyone, they are the stalwart. They've been
Yeah,
here
they're
a
not
while.
going
They're
anywhere.
very well respected. You're right. They're not going anywhere. But I think they just put the car industry, the auto industry, on notice. Here's why. Let's break down.
And don't forget, compared to some of the other newer ones like Vroom and Shift and Carvana, which are, those three are basically digital retailers. And CarMax, their whole thing is, well, they have physical locations.
And they just opened quite a few more. I mean,
Yes.
and Carvana
Their
does
plan
too.
was the
Carvana,
plans to open 10 more, I think.
Oh, Laura's watching, and I think Dara and Zach are watching. Everyone's watching us. Thank you,
well,
family.
Thank you.
All right, here's the deal. Let's start breaking
Yes.
down some of the data. So net revenues, Dad. In one quarter, they brought in $8.1 billion,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
up 2%.
So that's pretty good. So that means that the average transaction price on the cars that they sold, which were fewer than the year before for the same time frame, must have been much higher than the year before.
And please, I know we're about to go through a lot of data and stuff. We are going to explain what this means for you and your pocketbook, buying a used car, selling a car, and also the big surprise. Let's say 15 minutes past the top of the hour, so in about 10 minutes here. Total retail used units sold decreased 6.4%.
Wow.
Retail units down 6.4%.
Yeah.
Used units in comparable stores were down 8.3%. So on a same store basis, they were down 8.3%. And gross profit per deal was $2,280, an increase of $97 per unit.
And as I said, I guarantee you the average transaction price
Yep.
was much higher than the same period a year ago.
You may not realize this, but CarMax is one of the biggest buyers and sellers of cars to dealers at auctions.
Yes.
Total wholesale units decreased 15.1%, with gross profit per unit of $881. They make 1/3 the money selling a car wholesale than they do to a retail customer.
And that was down. So typically it was running closer to $1,000.
Yep.
In wholesale profit per wholesale vehicle sold.
They bought fewer vehicles from consumers, but they still bought 342,731 vehicles last quarter. This is a massive business.
Oh yeah, but they only sold 200 and some thousand. They only retailed 200 and some thousand.
Puts into perspective there.
Yeah.
Now, Dad, and we're going to dig into this significantly down below. CarMax Auto Finance. They had an income of $182.9 million, an 8.6 year-over-year decline. There is a $40 million swing in the provision for loan losses, primarily reflecting significant tailwind in the prior year, outweighed by the effects of growth in CAF's net interest margin. We have seen this story time and time again. I'm going to pull it up.
From every major lender.
Credit Acceptance Corporation, Q2 earnings. It wasn't a $40 million swing. They set aside $178 million as a precaution. Stop thinking your nail. Yes. As a precaution for loans. I've got credit union data here, Dad.
Yes.
Loans. How much are they setting aside as a how much are they setting aside for expected losses? Up 16.1% from 5%. It's a huge increase in the amount of expected losses for credit unions as well. And Dad, we have car dealership guy, just an anonymous Twitter account, but look what he's getting people sending him. This is a dealer that said, hey, here's my front end gross margin on these Hondas, my back end gross margin on the loss that I'm taking. Start to put this on the scale of some of these digital retailers, and you can start to figure out what's going on here.
They're not profitable in some cases.
They're not profitable, it seems, in a significant number of cases, and they don't expect their finance profits to carry them.
Yes. Well,
you usually give me a little more than yes. Slade, thank you for the thoughtful contribution. Good job, YAA. I didn't know about the Circuit City part, Jesse Lee. Slade, do you have any other fun facts that maybe could get us some donations?
Well, no. Although we did go over some fun facts today. There are any number of German companies that the names we mispronounce in this country. There's a big one. The company begins with an A, A-D-I-D-A-S. And in this country, everybody pronounces it Adidas.
Yep, here it is.
Okay. And the real name, the German pronunciation, is Adidas.
All right, and back to the auto industry.
So if you were ever wondering how to pronounce it, it's Adidas.
Thank you for that, Pops.
Yes. Oh, and did you know it was founded by two brothers
There it is.
who had a fight?
Yeah.
And one brother left and formed his own company. Mm-hmm. And his company that he formed is Puma. So apparently athletic wear and shoes run in the family.
Fun facts with Ray and Zach on the YAA.
That's worth $10 right there.
Worth the price of admission.
Well, right, both of those companies are still in business where Circuit City is long gone.
Thomas says if CarMax is struggling, Carvana and Vroom are on the deathbed. And I actually kind of agree with Thomas here. Deathbed is a very strong word. However, yes. I was doing my digging before the show, Dad.
You are a digger.
I'm always doing my digging, Dad.
Digs.
If you go on Carvana's website for their investor relations, you can see all of the different recent stock transactions, insider trading. And I only pulled up a few here, but like, did you know that Carvana has a chief brand officer? But they do. Not selling a ton of stock, only $106,000 worth of stock. But this happened just a couple weeks ago. And then I looked at another one. Oh, Ernie Garcia.
The son?
The CEO.
Yeah, the son.
The son. Yeah. He decided, okay, I just want to sell, a couple $1 million worth of stock. So he just cashed out a cool $2.5-3 million a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then, Dad.
Yeah. Is that so they can put their bid in for the Phoenix Suns?
Who knows? I don't think they need more than a couple million. Yeah. Dad, and then you recognize this name?
Paul Bro. He's their chief counsel, and he was just He was just named in an indictment in Illinois.
Okay, so back to Thomas's comment
Yeah.
of maybe Carvana, at least on the Carvana side, and I think I've got it right here. Yeah. You really don't have to look that far to start to piece together the
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
CarMax is the industry stalwart, and their stock was down 25% because their earnings were way down because they are seeing weakness in their business.
Yes.
Putting the whole industry on alert.
Yes, because much like the weather outside, the consumer confidence has been dampened.
And the fact
When
that
it
they
comes to
can't just
buying
turn and
cars.
sell at wholesale and make
Yeah.
money. So then you look at Carvana,
Yes.
who's got lawsuits out the wazoo. They've got states attorneys generals going after them. There's class action lawsuits. They've had a lot of challenges and troubles. They have a terrible debt deal with Apollo.
Yes.
Their debt, anyway, they've got a lot of challenges.
Yes.
Then you see a headline like this last week. Carvana executive faces criminal charges in Illinois. In mid-May, the Illinois Secretary of State filed several motor vehicle-related charges against Paul Bro, who's identified on Carvana's investor relations website as the company's general counsel.
How much did he sell?
And this was what was fascinating, Dad.
I just want to know.
He only sold. Where is it? He only sold $102,000 worth of stock.
Oh, that's the cover's legal fees.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
How naive am I? Please in the chat. Please tell me in the chat. Am I too naive to think that these people aren't just doing insider? It's like he's freaking indicted and he's still. This stuff's corrupt, man. Right? Like it's got to be.
Welcome to America. What can I tell you? I mean, you have stock. Apparently, I have stock in the company.
Oh, and YAA?
Yeah, it has no value.
Not
that
yet.
I'm aware of. But someday it might.
Yeah.
Okay, and if and when it ever does, then the possibility exists that you can cash it in, and pay for ice cream
your
sundae.
legal fees.
Pay for an ice cream sundae somewhere.
So all in the span of a few weeks, you're getting indicted in the state of Illinois. You're selling stock, and the used car market is kind of coming to a screeching halt. Well, really an interesting time.
It is. Consumer demand had been softening to begin with. Mm-hmm. As we know, Carvana has overpaid for any number of pre-owned cars that they've purchased for their inventory. Mm-hmm. And while they were doing that, wholesale prices were going down. So they're sitting on inventory that isn't worth what they paid for it.
Mm-hmm. And that was that example from car dealership guy, right? I mean, that's a smaller scale, obviously, but
they've got the same situation.
Everyone does right now.
And they don't have as many customers because consumer demand has declined. Their financing is more expensive today than it had been. So it means that the payments that they're quoting their customers are higher than they were, which makes their vehicles even less affordable to more people. So there's going to be a problem for them. And I realize they're a multi-billion-dollar company, at least according to the stock market. But they've had in their entire history one profitable quarter.
You're talking Carvana.
Carvana in 10 years?
Something like
9 years, 10 years. They've had one profitable quarter in 10 years. Now, CarMax has been a profitable company for quite some time.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere.
Yeah, so the difference is that if CarMax is struggling at the moment, they're not struggling to the point where they could conceivably go out of business. Carvana, on the other hand, is on shaky financial footing to begin with, offering up all types of junk bonds to
Carvana's got their junk.
To support their business and what they're trying to do. So and they took on $3.2 billion worth of debt when they bought the Odessa auctions. So you have to say to yourself, if there's going to be a slowdown, and there is, and the Fed intended for there to be a slowdown, well, how's that impact a company like Carvana that I don't know, bet its entire future on, well, there's not ever going to be a slowdown?
Let's go to the chat here for just a moment, Pops, because Mark, who is one of the original...
Bless you, Mark. Thank you.
Mark, one
is
of the
that
original...
for Puma?
Mark's been with the community forever. Thank you, Mark. We really
Did you want
appreciate it.
one other tidbit of information?
Let's go. That'll be tonight's theme.
yeah.
If you donate, you get fun
this
facts.
is as I said to Zach earlier today. I am loaded with fun facts that you never get to share with anybody.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you know that the German grocery store chain or brand Aldi
Pronounced.
actually owns Trader Joe's? Did you know that? Well, now you know.
There's a gentleman. His name is David Blaine. He goes on these shows, and
David Blaine is a magician. Sleight of hand.
I'm just saying, you and him are kind of.
Yeah. yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Big news.
He can make cards disappear. Do I have to do a dance for the super sticker?
You can.
These are really. There's you
Here, I'll hold
got
you.
breaks
I'll
on
hold
the
you.
chair. Jeez. Yeah. Thank you, Mark.
We're like 3 years into this, and I couldn't imagine my life any different. All right, Dad.
Well, I feel sorry.
Join YAA.com. Go to resources.
Mine has devolved into
on
this.
community.
Yours has evolved.
The community forum is 100% free.
What?
It used to be that there were two. Actually, here, I'm just going to, if you click on start here, posted it just today. The community forum is now 100% free. We are thrilled to announce that as of today.
Well, then why the hell did you announce it 2 days ago
on
the Ray and Zach channel? What the?
Are you Team Justice or are you Team Zach?
I'm Team Justice.
In case you were unaware, this forum that we set up, this community that we set up, Dad.
Yes.
This community that we've helped inspire.
Yes.
15,000 members, 10,000 posts, 50,000 plus comments.
Wow.
We decide. I know, right?
Wow, that's quite a bit.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
We decided to make this entirely free, so because we thought that there should no longer be a paywall to simply meet with like-minded people who want to help each other navigate the car buying process. And really, it's a big moment for us to say, hey, if you want to help others, come join this community. Let's make this the single best place you can turn to get help with all things auto. We think we have a better chance of accomplishing that. Of course, we still have our premium membership, so we remind you of that. We are looking and seeking out community champions as well, because we expect the community to continue to grow rapidly.
I would hope.
Let's just give a quick overview.
Yes.
If you have a general question,
Yes.
posted and Ask YAA. If you have a quote for a deal, whether that is a lease or a finance, post it and share a quote with YAA. And I just to demonstrate what happens here.
Wow.
Space will come in. He will help you out. So will the rest of the team. Get all of the details you need. Of course, we're a business. We have to try and keep the lights on. So we are prioritizing premium members when they post in the community forum. Finance office questions, want to read success stories, EV conversations. Everything is here. Please, please, please spend some time on the community forum. 100% free.
100%.
100% free. It feels so good to have made that decision.
To join, what information do you have to share with YAA
Email
to
address.
join? That's it?
Email address. You have to set up an account. So email address. Yeah.
Wow. That's it. And you get all that. And you get and you also get to use the Join YAA website.
Yep.
and you can search for your autos there.
Yep.
Or you could, if you want to price out a vehicle service contract, you can do that there. Or if you want to get an insurance quote for your vehicle, home, or renters, you can do that there.
You're starting to sound like a company man. You know the pitch.
If do you need to be a premium member in order to be able to use a Repair Pal, or what do we use?
Open Bay, yes,
Open
you
Bay.
do. Yes,
Okay,
if
so-
you want repair discounts and things like that, yeah.
Okay, but you can, once we offer financing, you'll be able, and that'll be free.
I'm also trying to figure out how we make money, but not worrying about it on tonight's
I
live
wouldn't worry
show.
about, you still have some money in the bank. But my question would be is, what are your investors thinking?
We don't have a board meeting until December, so I will talk to them then. All right, let's
Okay.
keep going through the chat. Again, join YAA.com/community. Alex,
Well,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
been a while since we got a wrist check from Ray. The OG followers are asking.
This is a Panzera. It's an Australian watch. Well, it's a Swiss watch assembled in Australia. It is a chronograph, 45 millimeter width. Beautiful watch. I really love it. Came with I bought a second strap for it. They're quick release straps. As you see, it's like the 12 is in yellow and a lot of the markers are in yellow. So I bought a yellow strap so I could switch out. The other day I was wearing the yellow strap, and apparently the green screen picks that up and it showed all the fall foliage on my wrist.
Hey, I just want to mention, and thank you for asking about that.
And by the way, if you want to do that every week, it will only take us 25 weeks to get through all the watches.
Please post comments, questions in the chat. We will go through as many as we can, try and help folks navigate the market tonight. We will return back to the CarMax news as well and reiterate that for those of you that join later on in the show. To Jay Nagamy, have some Ciroc and with Red Bull on me. Thank you,
my
Jay
God.
Nagamy.
Wouldn't that, I don't know how to say, I'm a little older. Everybody knows I'm a little older.
You were 71.
Yeah, which is definitely a little older than you. But wouldn't that combination just pretty much knock me flat on my ass?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I thought Jay Nagamy liked me.
Thank you, Jay Dag. We really appreciate that. All right, we've got from S. Siraj. I'm so happy because I've been waiting 2 years for this nonsense to crash. And honestly, Dad, we did a video, or I did a video, I should say. It went out on Friday.
Yes.
Talking about what I'm calling it right now. Yeah.
May I say?
Yeah.
I watched that video.
What'd you think?
You did a great job.
That was one take.
My goodness.
No editing.
You did a fabulous job of understanding the data that you wanted to share, explaining the data that you wanted to share, and making your point. The unfortunate reality is you probably should have done that 2 days before the hurricane hit.
Well, so let's have a quick discussion here. So that video that we put on Friday, I claimed, and here I'll pull it up on the screen. I mean, I don't know. I'm either gonna have egg on my face like when I called the bubble bursting.
Well, you are Bubble Boy,
which I think the bubble burst, but whatever. We can have that conversation another night.
Yeah.
This video right here.
Yes.
Which is the best clickbait I've done in a while because I put you in the thumbnail and you're not even in the video.
Yes.
I apologize for that.
But that was literally. I watched that. I was so impressed.
Thank you
with the quality of and the presentation of the information that you shared with people and the way that you were able to break it down and kind of have it make sense for people. So
what we talked about in this video, and I talked about in this video, and I want to pull it up because all of the data, I linked it right below in the description of that video. It's all right here. Okay. The wholesale use. So I'm claiming there's a car market recession. That's my claim. I don't know if you agree with it. Maybe we'll discuss it here in a moment. But this all ties back to that idea of waiting 2 years for this moment.
Yes.
Wholesale prices are coming down. We track that with Black Book. We verify it with Cox Automotive. You click on either of these links, it tells the same story. Wholesale used car prices are down and retail is starting to fall as well. The CFPB put out this was September 19th, the most recent data set on loan delinquencies. And there is the biggest headline there is a 33% increase in loan delinquencies among deep subprime borrowers in the past 5 years.
Yes.
So that
doesn't mean that 33% of the deep subprime loans are bad. It just means that there's a 33% increase in the percentage or the number of people
who are going delinquent.
Yes.
CarMax earnings, we saw that. And I actually wanted to bring this up. I didn't mention it before, Dad. Just to put into context here, I know we're jumping around a little bit, but read this out for me. CAF income decreased. Start it right here. Driven by
$40 million year-over-year swing in the provision for loan losses. This quarter's provision was $75.5 million compared to $35. That's more than double.
Boom. Why do you think I wanted you to read that? They had to freaking double the amount of money they set aside for loans that they expected.
Yes.
Then you have drive time. We didn't even talk about this yet tonight. Let me open this link.
Drive time, which
Carvana.
which started originally as Ugly Duckling.
Yep.
Was taken over by Ernie Garcia II, and changed the name to Drive Time and became a major player.
And now Drive Time still does financing and service contracts.
Subprime car sales. Yeah.
Silver Rock does. But anyway, used car dealer Drive Time Automotive Group has paused the sale of $350 million of bonds backed by subprime auto loans after debt yields jumped earlier this week. They couldn't get the rates they wanted to get these bonds secured by their auto loans. So it's another proof point of weakening consumer payment on likelihood of increased delinquencies.
Yes.
Credit Acceptance Corp, which we talked about tonight. There's another auto lender in the state of Florida who's trying to sell bonds as well, or sell their debt.
Having a tough time.
Having a tough time. All of this to
Yeah.
say, and again, if you haven't watched Car Market Recession, Bad Debt, Major Problems, Prices Plummet, I encourage you to do that. All this to say, the comment, let me bring it back up here. The comment of, oh, I lost it, but the comment of, I've been waiting
Yes.
2 years for this. I think we're finally here. And just because the hurricane, which may be a spike, we may see a spike in wholesale used car prices and retail used car prices, especially in the Southeast.
Mm-hmm.
The macro trend, Dad, is car prices are going back down.
Well, and
consumer demand's going to stay down.
And as interest rates continue to climb, we'll find more and more people sitting out purchasing cars.
Absolutely.
Because that's what we've seen so far. We've seen a softening of demand. We see it on the new car side, starting to see it on the used car side. The affordability index of cars for the vast majority of people is out of whack. Most people no longer feel as if that they can afford to put a roof over the head, food on the table, and make a ridiculously large car payment that it takes to buy a car today. So all those things combining have taken people out of the market. Originally, the beginning of this year, all your major prognosticators predicted that the new cars, we would sell 16 million new cars this year. Who was it? What's the big one? Cox.
Yeah.
Just recently lowered that number for the third time.
13.9.
13.7 million.
13.7. Yeah.
13.7 million. So that there's 2.3 million less new cars expected to be sold this year than what had been expected at the beginning of the year. And we're seeing the same type of softening in the retail sector of used cars. We're definitely seeing it on the wholesale side of the values.
Trade-in values have plummeted.
Yes.
I mean, what in the industry we call the strength of offer is just gone. There is no strength of offer. Carvana doesn't want to buy your car. CarMax doesn't want to buy. I mean, they will, but it's not going to be the same type of offers we had months ago.
So,
and I do think I know your comment before of, well, you should have made that video 2 days before the hurricane. The hurricane is, I think, truly, Ian, that hurricane is truly going to be I think, 4 to 6 week event. It's going to impact the markets for 4 to 6 weeks, and then we're going to move on. And then the regional impacts may be longer than that. The impacts in Georgia, South Carolina, Florida could be, honestly, 4 to 6 months.
Yes.
But I think nationwide, Dad, the trend is pretty clear. And I expect that we'll see used car prices tick back up spring selling time of next year.
Absolutely.
But then I think you're going to see continued downward pressure.
Well, assuming
the Fed's not going to stop raising interest rates.
I was going to say, assuming that the Fed continues to raise interest rates, and they're talking at least one more rate increase this year, perhaps two.
Yep.
It is a cold shower being thrown over the consumers of this country right now in their last ditch effort to try and rein in inflation. And it seems, based on what the stats that we're seeing, it seems to be working to a degree. Where there's many people that are no longer in the market to make major purchases.
The data that comes out at the go ahead.
I was going to say, Alex sent me a thing about the Apple and the iPhone 14. They have cut their production of the iPhone 14 because it's not selling quite as well as they anticipated that it would. Originally, they were going to produce 96 million. They've cut it to 90 million. God knows if that'll get cut again. But things are too expensive for people today. Everything's too expensive for people today. And so if you see it in the car market, if you see it in major appliances, if you see it in the cell phone market, well, then there's got to be something to it.
I do think, though, to be very clear, and we talked about this, and we got so much slack for it too. It is a buyer's market right now in the used car market, and it was a buyer's market even a few weeks ago, and I think that trend will continue. And what I mean by that is you can still or now is the time to go leverage you have leverage is I guess the point that I'm trying to make.
You have leverage today that you didn't have 3 months ago. Okay. Now, one of the beautiful things about our car search is that it will tell you at the top of every vehicle how many days it's been on the market, how many days it's been sitting at the dealership.
Let's do a live example. I love testing this.
Okay. And this is what's important. And there was a point I was going to make in regards to this.
Did I ruin your train of thought?
No, not at all. I know exactly where I'm going.
Let's look at Sonatas.
Yeah, I'm going to my apartment after the show. So if you look at Sonatas, here's my point. We tell you that we think used car retail prices are more negotiable today than they have been. And that very well could be the case. So scroll back up. So how many days has this car been on the market? 115 days on the market. Now scroll down and look at the pricing history. So
this thing originally went on the market. This is back in 2016. So it was a $13,000 car in June.
Okay. Then it went down to 12.1.
They've been all over the place.
Yes,
man.
they have. Then they've taken it back up too. They took it back up on 9.9. So if looking at this price history, that the low point that they were asking for was $11,000 or $10,589, okay, then you should be able to go to them and negotiate where they're at today, at least down to the 10,589, and maybe even lower.
And we haven't done this in a while, but I'm going to save the car really quick because this is good to look at. And I actually want to go into my account and let's run a quick market price report. I'm curious what the market conditions are, like how negotiable we think this vehicle is. Not particularly negotiable. Interesting.
Yeah, well, I think you should be able to get it for the 10,589.
Yeah, it is interesting though. I mean, you can come in here and you can get some more data, but yes. I agree with you. Knowing how long a vehicle's been on
how long it's been on the lot, and my point was going to be if it started at the high point, which whatever it was, 13, and if today the low point was 10,589, I wouldn't suggest to you that you can go in there and negotiate another 10% off. Okay, you might be able to negotiate a few dollars off, but it's not going to be 10%. Now,
but this is buyer's market stuff.
Yes. Now, considering that they've artificially raised the price again, you can probably get the 10% off when you go in to negotiate.
Again, buyer's market type behavior. We couldn't even have this conversation 6 months ago. Heck, even 3 months ago, it was kind of just starting to happen, a little iffy. We thought maybe this would happen. You can go in, you can negotiate. And the thing is, there are still good interest rates out there. There are.
Yes,
not as good as
they're harder to come by, but yes.
I mean, you can go to a credit union and find. I mean, the ones that we're thinking about partnering with. I mean, you got to be like top tier credit and everything, but you can still get under 3% on an auto loan. I mean, shorter term, obviously, but still.
Well, I started putting together some notes for the for the course that we're going to try and put together on how to buy a used car in the last quarter of this year. And
you just said something really important there. We're going to pull up what you have. We are working on a how to buy a car at the best price possible, negotiate the whole 9 yards for Q2, for Q4, for the end of the year.
Yes.
So please stand by and be ready for that. Like we are. What you want to share some of the notes?
Yeah,
let's share the notes.
So
we got nothing to hide here.
No. So one of the things I did today is, I started looking at credit and credit tiers.
Yep.
And if you're going to buy a car, and here's the thing to keep in mind.
Yep.
86% of all car purchases are financed. Okay. So that means the vast majority of Americans are concerned about what their monthly payment is.
You're about to drop nuggets. I can sense it.
I'm a nugget dropper. So knowing that, you need to figure out before you ever set foot in a dealership what your legitimate budget is, how much money you have to put down, how much money you can afford to finance at the rate and the term that you want to be, so that you can not be looking at cars that will never fit into what you've budgeted.
Yep.
Because one of the things they're going to do at the dealership is they're going to try and find out from you, what do you want your monthly payment to be? And as a buyer, you need to know what your monthly payment is going to be prior to ever walking in there, because you already know what the amount that you're going to finance is going to equal as a payment. So what I did is I took the different credit tiers. I only did excellent, good, and fair. I didn't do below fair, which would put us into subprime
Yep.
and deep
Deep
subprime.
subprime.
And so
You want to weatherman this? You want me to make it bigger and you can point?
no. So and for instance, figuring some people still like to do a 48-month loan, some like to do
More
60.
people should.
Yes. The sad reality is that the average length of a car loan for a new vehicle today, and in most cases even a used vehicle, is about 70 months. So the main one's going to be the 72-month financing. But if you have excellent credit, you could expect to probably get 2.9% for 48 or 60 months, and say 4.9% for 72 months. And I have broken it down for people so they can understand what it costs per $1,000 financed. So at a 72-month note, for every $1,000 you finance, it's going to cost you about $16 if you have excellent credit. So if you're financing $40,000, that's 160. That would be $640 car payment. Okay, if you finance $40,000 at 4.9% for 72 months. Now, if you have slightly weaker credit, well, then the cost per thousand goes up. Your payment goes up. So if you're good credit, which is a score of 690 to 739, and you want to do 72-month financing, well, that's 5.9. That's 50 cents more per $1,000. So it's $16.50 per thousand as opposed to $16 per thousand. And then if you're just fair credit, which so many people are, you might be looking at 8.9%, which puts you at $18.50 per $1,000 financed. So that's $188.50 or $180.50 per $10,000. So, 4 times that, now you're up to like what, 780?
Yeah.
Or 680. So I mean, that gets you need to know this before you ever enter a dealership, so you know the price of the cars you need to be looking at.
And part of this is especially important right now because a lot of people are doing the calculus of, do I wait to buy when vehicles are more negotiable? Because we're the ones preaching from the pulpit saying, hey, car market recession. I'm the one saying that. So, prices are going to continue to go down. Hurricane blip aside. I hate to trivialize how devastating that was.
Yeah.
Or, and in the back of your mind, interest rates are going to continue to go up.
Yes.
Or do I purchase now? Interest rates are lower, but things are a little bit less negotiable. You're literally laying out here the amount of money you would expect to have to be able to discount, negotiate off to make up for the increased financing.
Yeah, because if interest rates go up a point, between now and December, well, that's probably somewhere between $1,000 and $1,100 in additional interest that you'd pay. So you would obviously have to be able to buy the car for $1,100 or more dollars less 3 months from now than what you could buy it for today.
And let's go to the chat here because thank you. This is why we're so passionate about the community. We learn from you. Travis says, yep, fair credit for me. Same dealer gave me 12.9. Then I asked about buy rate and they got real quiet, went back and forth, got it to 10.79. So you're quoting here in your math.
Yeah.
And again, we're working on the first ever course that we're doing about, end of year car buying.
Yes.
You're quoting fair at 8.9. You hear Travis here. He got hit with 12.9. Imagine the impact then in that monthly payment of what you're talking about.
Yes.
And especially if interest rates, the federal fund rates continue to go up. And that's a perfect example, by the way.
And I was just trying to pick realistic and rates. And honestly, the rates I picked could be a tad bit low from what some dealers are trying to charge.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right, Pops, let's head back to the chat here. So many great things coming in. We really appreciate. Gustavo wants to know, I'm late. What happened? Let's give him the TLDR, the too long didn't read.
Okay. We made the community forum absolutely free.
Yeah, but we
Okay.
announced that 2 days ago.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, Gustavo, join YAA.com/community. You get a car deal, you need help reviewing it, post it on the community forum. It is now free for everyone. CarMax, they didn't lose money. They made a ton of money. They still made
Yes.
$125 million last quarter.
Yeah.
That being said, they're struggling significantly with weakened consumer demand and
Yes.
weakened wholesale demand, especially. And I think the biggest storyline that's kind of buried in there is they literally doubled.
More than double.
They more than doubled their provision for expected loans that aren't going to come.
Yes.
That to me is the biggest story.
Yeah, that's pretty, that, you know, because they are literally the largest seller of pre-owned cars in this country. I mean, I think they sold in excess of 900,000 used cars last year. So, you know, they're a big player.
Honestly, the fact that they don't have more set aside is a little surprising. We've got this question here from John saying, did you mention you were arranging financing on your website for auto purchases? Yes. We are partnering with credit unions directly, which is becoming a much more involved and challenging task than I thought it was going to be. But
everything you try to do, you find out as you go down the road of getting it completed, man, that it's much harder to get it done than you ever would have dreamed. Yeah,
it is. Yeah. But we've got 3 credit unions currently lined up. I hope next month they'll be online. If you're interested in getting direct financing through credit unions at buy rate, no markup from us, absolutely no markup from us, go to finance tab or refinance tab on joinYA.com, put your zip code in and get on the wait list. Yes, we are super excited about that. That will also integrate directly into our monthly payment calculator. That's going to be on the listings. It'll be really, really tight when it all comes together. All right. John's got a question.
Yes.
If car loans are going bad and interest rates are going up, who's going to be approved to buy the used cars? People with good credit will buy new cars. This is interesting in part because we have seen some better headlines about new car supply. What does happen here if there's less buyers and supply on the new car side also gets better?
You know, we've been saying for, I don't know, 15 months now that, you know, if you don't need to buy a car, don't buy a car. If you need to buy a car, that we think if you can get a new car at MSRP, you are better off doing that than paying way too much for a pre-owned car. Many pre-owned cars that are for sale today, 1, 2, 3-year-old pre-owned cars that are for sale today are selling for more than what their original MSRP was when they were brand new cars. And when we do get back to the real world where these things really are a depreciating asset, those people that paid way too much for those used cars are gonna feel it the most. So if you need to buy a car, do everything in your power to find a dealer that sells at MSRP. And if you can buy a new car at MSRP, you're better off doing that than buying a pre-owned car still.
With a tremendous asterisk next to that, right? You know what I'm going to say, correct?
I'm not, but go ahead. What
Come on, you know what I'm going to say. The lost automotive continent of Stellantis.
Yes.
You good?
Yeah, and I'm drinking nothing but water. I haven't had coffee since this morning.
If you were in the market to buy a Jeep,
yes,
a Ram,
certain Jeeps,
or a Chrysler,
certain Jeeps, Wranglers, you might not be able to get as much off of.
Yeah, but a Gladiator,
yes.
Some of the Grand Wagoneers,
oh my God, yes.
Chrysler, especially Ram 1500s, please do not pay above MSRP. And again, this is going to
probably shouldn't pay anywhere near MSRP on those vehicles.
Go to the damn community forum. It is now 100% free. I feel great about this.
Was that free?
Free.
Yeah. You know that old saying.
Share whatever quote you get.
You know that old saying? If it's for free, it is for me.
Literally, share whatever quote you have in the Share Your Quote with YAA and have other community members come in here and help coach you through to a fair deal. So proud of this. And at the same time, you want one-on-one help? Meet with our team. That's where you become a member. You can join and work directly with us one-to-one. Maybe you don't want things on the community forum. That's fine. You can become a member. You can work directly with us. We're even thinking about, and I want a temperature check if everyone here, opening up some consultation phone calls, Zoom
Mm.
meetings, things like that. So if people are interested in that, we can try and help out. Space is ready for it. Yeah, come on down. Absolutely. Space is the community, the mayor
Yes.
of the YAA community. Space. Thank you for all that
He is
you
indeed.
do.
Yeah.
All right, Dad, a couple more messages here in the chat. I'm just going to pull them up really quick from Amour de la Vie Moi. I subscribed to your channel a couple months ago. The information you provide is invaluable. Thanks.
Well, thank you.
Um,
We try.
what's thank you in French?
Merci.
Merci.
Yeah.
AG wants to know, will manufacturers start offering subvented rates again?
They already are.
They already are.
Many
There's
of them
some
are.
Ford Escape in select areas.
At
GM.
0%.
Yeah, there are some 0% out there right now. Is CarMax taboo for Team YA? No, not at all.
No, not at all.
No, not at all.
No, you know, here's what people need to realize about CarMax. If you don't like the negotiation process, if you feel used and abused anytime you go into a car dealership because you have to put up with the tactics that many dealerships use.
Yep.
Then CarMax is the kind of place for you. Are their prices a tad bit higher, maybe in some cases quite a bit higher than at their competitors? Yes, they are. But the experience is that the price that's listed is the price that you're going to pay. There's no hassles. There's no haggling. There's no negotiations. It's the same for anybody that walks in there. And if you're the type of person that appreciates that type of atmosphere, then CarMax is the place for you. You know, there are any number of dealerships that believe in negotiation-free selling, and there's any number of comments that I see. Yeah, but you're always going to pay too much when you go to a place. Well, you know, it's pretty much like you can't have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
You can't bitch and moan.
No, you can't use that word.
You can't be and moan about dealership practices.
Yeah.
Okay. And then say, but yeah, if I go to CarMax where I can't negotiate, I have to pay more. Well, it's one or the other. Okay. Do you want to be able to negotiate? And if you do, then you're going to put up with all that stuff that's associated with a negotiation store. Or if you don't, then go to a CarMax or go to a negotiation-free store. You really can't have your cake and eat it too, folks. You just can't.
No, that's really well said, Pops. That really, really is. Hey, you got a neighbor here on the stream, Anthony in Longport.
Oh, hey, Anthony, how are you? Was there any flooding today?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yugi here in the chat. Hey, Ray and Zach, I'm so grateful for you. I took your advice from last live and studied your videos, and you guys really helped me as a young person understand the market and not get manipulated. That's all. Thank you. That's like exactly why we do what we do. That's why the team's here.
That's what
That's
it's
fantastic.
all about. That's what it's all about.
Tim confirming those weakening trade-in values. CarMax offers down $1,000 in a week. Yeah, probably expect to see more of that.
Yes.
You can get all the offers from the dealers in your area back on the Join YAA website all in one place. So super excited to have that there. Let's see here, Dad. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Quick answer here. Let's not get too deep down the rabbit hole.
Yes, absolutely it is.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Roy from earlier in the show, Carvana will do fine selling to uninformed customers. Unfortunately, that's a bit of the reality here. Is these dealerships, Carvana themselves, like they all, if you don't know what's happening in the market right now, you go in, you just pay whatever the price is. You have no clue.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is unfortunate.
Yes.
Yeah, it really is. All right, let's see here.
All we can do is try our best to inform as many people as we can. And if you don't want to be an informed consumer, that's on you.
Yeah.
You know, and if you're okay with that, then you're okay with that. Don't complain. Don't scream about it.
Mm-hmm.
You chose ignorance over intelligence.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Everyone's
if you don't want the
entitled.
knowledge, that's fine.
Mark likes this channel as much as Earl on Cars. Earl Stewart Toyota. Perfect example of great dealers out there.
He's one of them.
Earl Stewart down in Florida doesn't charge over MSRP. He's got a great podcast, Earl on Cars. His show's tomorrow morning. There are good dealers.
Is it Sundays or Saturday mornings?
I thought it was Sunday mornings.
I forget. You did it one morning.
I was on a show one time.
Yeah.
I actually had an email recently. I didn't consent to this, but it was interesting. I was on the CBS affiliate in New York. Yeah, someone emailed in and said, "Hey, I just heard you on the CBS affiliate in New York." And I'm like, "That's
For
interesting."
what?
I don't know, man. I got no clue. They must have found a clip somewhere.
Wow.
Are you getting paid from CarMax? No.
We don't get paid from anybody but you.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay. We don't take any money from car dealers. We don't, I said to Zach the other day, and this is just between you and me and I don't know, the 1,800 or so people that are watching at the moment. Okay. I said to Zach the other day, I said, if you really wanted to increase revenue,
yeah.
So as you like to put it, so you could increase your runway. Okay. We could start selling advertising on the YouTube videos and on the live streams. And Zach's response was, we're not selling advertising. We're not going to be beholden to anybody. So all you people out there who think that I still work for a car dealership, I don't.
You are so happily not working.
I retired January 31st, 2018. I haven't been in a car dealership since, other than to buy or service a car. We don't want anybody's money other than our members. That's it. And then everything that we sell at a discount. Now, do we want to be a profit-making organization? Well, yeah. That's the ultimate goal. Right now, we're our favorite nonprofit. But no, I mean, I'm just telling you, for the people that don't want to negotiate, CarMax is the place for you. Now, would I buy a car there? Probably not. Would I sell a car to them? I have.
There we go. We got rid of CarMax in the background. So now there's less.
We're talking about their financial difficulties.
Yeah, seriously. All right, let's go ahead, Pops, and jump back to the chat here for a little bit longer. Aldrin wants to know, what do you guys think regarding dealer markup on MSRP? We hate it. And I actually have a great example of one that I thought we could look at here tonight. Dad, let me pull it up on the screen. Give me one quick second, folks. This was sent in from a community member. If you get stuff like this at dealerships, send it in. You can email it directly to me, Zach@joinyaa.com, or post it on the community forum. This is for a Nissan Rogue, Dad. Okay, Nissan Rogue.
Wow.
You see up there in the top right.
Yeah.
MSRP $30,700.
I don't see any discount. I don't see the Ansira discount.
No discount.
Okay. No rebate.
Anti-theft is $188.
Yeah, the $5 etch. Yeah.
Ceramic coating protection is $1,695.
Ooh, buddy.
If I put my finger up, I bet you I could hit that platinum preferred right up.
Yeah.
Right up there. Platinum preferred, Dad.
3-year ding coverage.
$1,187.
Do you have any idea how many dings you'd have to get in your car for it to ever come up to $1,187? I mean, my God, you'd have to drive through a hailstorm. I mean, come on. 3-year ding coverage. That's not a ding. You need to total the son of a gun. Oh my God. What are they paying out $400 per ding? I mean, get the hell out of here. Jesus. Oh my God. The nerve of the dealer. Oh my God. That's your platinum preferred. That's your platinum sticking up. I'm sorry. My God, where's the lube when you need it?
Dad.
Holy mackerel. Oh my God. Yeah, how do I feel about when dealers charge stuff like this? I think they shouldn't be in business. I think their whole business concept is flawed. And that is, they just want to extract as much money out of every customer as they can. And they don't ever expect to have that customer ever come back to buy a second car, because they're going to wake up one day and go, well, I got taken advantage of. I'm never going back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so wrong.
It's terrible, man.
And I'm not saying that a dealership isn't entitled to make money. They are. They're entitled to make a profit. There's just better ways to do it. Be fair with people. Okay? If if you normally sell your toaster oven for $49.99, okay, don't suddenly say, well, it's $449. It's the same damn toaster oven. Okay, ding repair. Come on, $1,187 for 3 years.
Let's finish this off really quickly.
Okay.
Low jack is $1,473. Window tints $300. Wheel locks are $95. It's further down here.
Oh, God, what were they thinking? Why aren't those like platinum wheel locks for $495?
Dock fee $150. You end up, Dad, with an out the door right above our heads of $38,340.
Yeah, but
$8,000 more.
But the good news is they didn't charge a penny over MSRP. They didn't charge a market adjustment. They just overcharged for every item that they forced you to take.
Yeah, seriously. So no,
my friends, that, my friends, that's the type of dealership that you say, thank you very much, and you walk out. You go find a different dealership.
100%. Couldn't agree more.
Oh, my God. $1,187 for 3 years worth of ding repair.
Join YAA.com/inspection will get you 20% off over at
you know
Lemon
what?
Squad.
If I bought that car, I would drive around with a hammer. And I'd be dinging that son of a bitch all day long.
We get this question. Carlos says, why is this channel so censored? Because, Carlos, this is a kid's show. You never know how many toddlers may be learning the ins and outs of car buying on a Saturday night, and their parents don't want to hear son of a bleep. You just got to tell me when you're going to curse, and I'll bleep it. Ready? Say
son of a
bleep. But you can say it. Ready?
No, I'm not going to say it. No, I'm just, but I mean, literally, I would walk around with a hammer. Everywhere I'd go, every time I park my car, I'd take the hammer, and just a little ball peen hammer, and just, oh, look at this, another ding.
Oh my God.
I want to watch your ding guy work his fingers to the quick. Let's go. Seriously. Come on.
All right, Pops, a couple more messages here in the chat. Chris, thanks for the contribution.
Thank you, Chris.
Will car dealers accept motorcycle trade-ins?
Yes, they will. They're just going to give you next to nothing for them.
Really? Have you ever had that before?
Of course. Yeah,
wow.
I've traded motorcycles.
Wow.
Yeah.
So definitely not the best route for the customer.
I'll tell you who doesn't get on them and drive.
You.
Oh, no, mate. No, I don't. But yeah, I would call motorcycle dealers, describe to them what I have, get a buy figure from them.
Yep.
But yeah, it's always going to be a lot less than what you were ever hoping to get for it. But yeah.
Jude's got a question, Pops. Can I use your website financing to buy before going to CarMax? Unfortunately, we're not live yet. So and when we go live, it's going to be in select
you can
states.
ask a question anytime.
You do not
have to donate, please.
Because if I remember correctly, yeah. No,
yes,
yeah,
please.
Dude, and post on the forum, dude, as well, please.
Yeah, because you know what? It's free. The forum's free now, Jude. So it's free for everybody. We are freeing Jude.
And the thing is that can you get outside financing at CarMax?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Because when I was reading through their quarterly earnings, they said only a certain percentage of customers finance through them. Or finance through CAF. They have other indirect lending. That's what it is.
Yeah, I don't think, maybe they let you pay by check. I don't know.
Maybe. All right, Chris B says, I'm in Florida. Thanks, Chris. Is this a better than average time to trade in and buy new at MSRP, or should I wait? No, I mean, if you're going to buy a new car at MSRP and you have that deal lined up, sell your car, buy the new one at MSRP, with the exception, like we said before, if it's a Jeep product or any type of Stellantis product, then maybe it looks a little bit different. Igor wants to know when YAA is going public. No time soon, Igor. Hopefully someday. That'd be pretty cool someday.
Yeah. I hope we have the same kind of IPO that Porsche has. Or Ferrari.
I heard that Zach was going to be on Good Morning America. I'm guessing this not known. No, I was.
It was last Saturday.
Yeah.
Where is it? You got it somewhere. You got that clip somewhere. You put it on it Instagram?
No, the clips. I don't know. I'm not going to be able to pull it up quickly, but I was on Good Morning America. It was pretty cool.
He had his 12 seconds of fame.
It was
12 seconds of airtime.
It was 10 to 12.
Yeah.
Strunks wants to know, where can we find the document from earlier? Internal doc. Sorry, Strunks. We are working on the course. I think Strunks is talking about the outline that you're putting together for our end of year car buying course.
Yes.
The end of year car buying course will be on the community forum. I do want to be very clear though. This is gonna be the first time we've ever done a paid course. So
Yes,
this
because
course
it's
is
going
going to
to be really in depth.
this course, Deal School. Let's be very clear. Deal
Yes,
School is always
it's
free.
free.
Will always be free. But our Q2, how to buy a car at the end of the year, that's going to be our first ever paid course. Take a screenshot though. This is like the outline of it. If you'd
Well,
like.
this is just a start. I
This is
got
just
so
the
much
start,
more
yeah.
to do.
No, so super excited about that, and that'll be back on joinyaa.com. Okay. Couple more comments and questions.
Where do I have to go? It's a rainy, miserable Saturday night. Now you have a
No, I'm excited. I'm excited.
You have a young girlfriend.
No.
Okay,
We're good.
okay.
I am not running. I am running Eagleman this year. That's the one. No, that's next year. I'm doing a half Ironman next year, and I'm nervous. There
Was
you
that
go.
Eagleman?
I think it's called Eagleman.
Is
Yeah.
that what it's called?
Well, that's the place is called Eagleman.
Where? You're going to be in Cambridge, Maryland.
Yeah, I think they call that the Eagleman. The Eagleman. Watched Black Swan last night talking about Eagles, man. Did not mean to say it like that. Not my movie. You've never seen it?
No.
Really not my movie. All right, let's go back here, Dad.
I watched Inheritance. Don't do it, folks. It's on Netflix. Do not do it.
Wait, can we do this? Nah, it's probably a bad idea. Yeah, you watched the movie, absolutely hated it, but that's
Oh my
okay. It
God.
happens to the best. With
Yeah.
movie recommendations, happy to see him in the chat. We've got here, Dad,
Yes.
from Slamjet, are 2,500 trucks going at or below MSRP? Yes. Yes.
Especially on the Dodge side of things.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. Yeah. See, I got it right. My
Yeah.
half is Eagleman. Good luck. My house is on the course. Great. Can't wait to see you.
Oh, well, cool. Well, we'll be there. When is it? Next April?
June.
June?
July.
July.
Will we receive the return of invoice deals and incentives soon?
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
I think you'll see the return of some incentives to some degree. It'll be unless it's really a car that nobody wants. I don't see invoice deals coming back anytime soon.
Yeah.
There's just for the most desirable vehicles. There's just too short a supply of vehicles on hand.
There really is. All right, Pops, here's the deal.
Yeah.
I do want to wrap up tonight's show, but I want to remind everyone.
Okay, be that way.
Join YAA.com.
Okay.
You're searching to buy a car. Search for that car here. If you're going to sell a car, get all the offers for your vehicle in one place and also get tips and tricks on how to trade in for the most money possible. If you need auto, home, or renter's insurance, or if you just want to quote shop, use our marketplace. We connect it with all the major carriers and even have some negotiated rates for our members, which is fantastic. Extended warranties. You're going to buy one, at least get a quote from us. Our markup's $500. There's no spam. There's no BS. It's all there to help you finance and refinance.
Can you get a copy of the contract?
Everything. If you go warranty and then extended warranty, it's all right there.
Wow.
And the YAA membership,
yes.
please consider joining. $20 a month or $100 a year. We are also, Dad.
Yes.
It should be by next week, maybe midweek. We're going to do a 3-month non-recurring membership. It's going to be $59, and it'll just be 3 months. So if you're in the market and you want to get out of the market, you don't want something that is recurring, it'll be $59. You'll have access to all the things that we can do to help you here at YAA. Plus, those courses the course that we're working on should be coming within the next 3 weeks, I would say. So super excited to get that out the door as well.
I'm in. Let's go. Anything else for me tonight?
I think that's it, Pops.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. You did a good job pitching everything.
Thank you, Deb.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if that's the case, then I think we're taking tomorrow off.
We are taking tomorrow. Oh, we're not done yet.
Well, thank you, Tim. That means I got okay. There you go.
Thank you, Tim.
We're taking tomorrow off, but we will be back here on Monday on the Ray and Zach channel at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, with news that you can use from YAA. And I'm sure there'll be daily video nuggets dropping on the main YAA channel every day next week. So tune in for that. Otherwise, we'll see you back here Monday on the Ray and Zach channel, or well, whatever.
Michael says, "Help me." Community forum, Michael, 100% free.
100% free.
Join YAA.com/community.
Yeah. /help.
/help.
There's
Don't add the /help.
Yeah. I think we should say goodbye now.
Good night, everyone.
Good
Thanks
night,
so much.
everyone. Thanks for being here.